Welcome to WagerTalk TV, where WagerTalk TV users get $25 in wager bucks added to your account after your first purchase at WagerTalk or sportsmemo.com. I am Kelly Stewart at Kelly in Vegas, joined by Drew Martin at Drew Martin Bets and Mr. Ralph Michaels at Cal Sports LV. Make sure you're giving both of these guys a nice follow. Okay, talking about the biggest game on the board, Ohio State, Michigan. This one's been all over the place. Let's just say it that way. When Michigan started to falter earlier in the season, this one, I believe, got up to as high as 13.5 on the game of the year line. It's now back down. We're seeing 9s, 9.5s across the board. Ralph, I'll start with you.
Let's remember, Michigan was a 4-point favorite in the summer.
It's crazy.
A lot of that was, I'll go back to my old boss, in the Phil Steele college football preview, he picked Michigan over Ohio State, and they were a popular pick. So think about that value-wise. Well, Michigan's probably playing close to what their potential was at the beginning of the year. With Patterson now, with the offense finally clicking, with the defense clicking, it just so happens Ohio State has been so much better. But even with Ohio State playing as well as they have, even with me making so much money on Ohio State this year, my power ratings still only have them as a 6-point favorite. You're talking about going into a team where you have beaten 14 of 15 times. The only loss Ohio State has was the year Tressel got fired and Fickle was the interim. That's it. Ohio State was 6-7 that year. Besides that, they won 14 straight. So it isn't just Harbaugh with the team up north beating Ohio State. It's the entire Michigan team for 14 years not beating them. So, I look at it, and what concerns me is this. I would almost get to the window with Michigan, but they only rushed for 83 yards against Michigan State and only rushed for 97 yards against Indiana. So those are your previous two games. If you can't...
Sorry, Ralph.
You guys aren't quiet enough.
Happy birthday, Kelly.
Thank you. You're
too many
sweet.
damn birthdays in November.
I know that we get all the
if we
sweets.
had birthdays in April, then we wouldn't have to stop videos in the middle
Thanks,
to do
guys. I get candles.
Yes.
No, we're not going to sing it, Kelly. We're going to talk about the biggest game on the board. All right, Ralph, you're up.
So, why I'm not getting to the window with Michigan is the Michigan State game, 83 yards rushing. The Indiana game, 97 yards rushing. If they can't rush the ball and Patterson has to throw the ball, it's a different scenario. But we have two different sets of goals here. Michigan's going to try to win, no question.
Absolutely.
Ohio State just needs to win by 1. They're in. If they win out, they're in. So I think the back door is completely open here. I think Ohio State plays prevent defense. They're not going to try to get burned. If they have a 2-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter, it doesn't matter if they give up a touchdown. It's just not giving up 2 touchdowns. So with that and this inflated point spread from even where my numbers are, I have to say that I would back that team up north. I can't quite get it out, but you understand.
All right, Drew. Ralph just took up the entire time, and so did my birthday cake. No, all jokes aside, this is the biggest game on the board. I want to back Michigan here, and Ralph made a compelling case, especially power ratings-wise. I try to follow Ralph's power ratings. I haven't got that far yet this week. To him to say they're just a 6-point favorite here is kind of shocking to me. I thought the number was right, but at first glance around 9. Your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, absolutely. Very sharp numbers from Ralph, and also happy birthday to you,
Thank
Kelly.
you.
Breaking down this game, Ohio State's standpoint, they start off week 1. FAU slipped in the back door, 0-1 ATS, then rattled off, 7 straight, and then losing their last 2 to Rutgers and Penn State, talking against the spread
against
here.
Spread, yes.
So I think the market might have caught up in terms of making them a little bit too pricey. So coming back to this one, laying a large number here in the Big House. Michigan has won 4 straight, 5 straight against the number. You can bring in, quality of opponent. I think there is a little bit of a question there for the Wolverines. Indiana, solid team, but outside of that, Sparty, Maryland, both having down years, and then the Notre Dame game 4 games ago.
And a banged-up Indiana team. Sorry.
Yeah.
Very banged-up Indiana team.
Good point on that. Also, there was weather, issues with the Notre Dame game, so not sure how much to put in there. I agree with Ralph. I think this number is a little bit too high, and that back door could be open, but I haven't bet it yet just because Ohio State and that offense, it looks so good, kind of the eye test there. I could see Ohio State running away with this, and the numbers that you put out there, 7 straight and 15, 14
to 1, yeah.
I mean, I think that there is something there to that. So it's what's kept me off of this. But if you made me bet it in the Big House, getting these points, I think that back door is open. I like the Wolverines.
One last note. You talked about not covering the last 2. Well, there's not many teams that are going to cover a 53.5 point conference game on the
Right, but
road.
it speaks to how pricey they are.
And they don't care to. This is Ryan Day. He's not looking to embarrass anyone. And then number two, they did have a 21-0 lead against Penn State.
You say anyone, but how are they not looking to embarrass Michigan? That's what I understand.
Yeah.
These teams hate each other. Those are exceptions to the rule.
I don't think Michigan's goal is Ohio State. Ohio State's goals are Clemson
National
and
championship
LSU.
game. Okay.
Their goals are way past Michigan already.
Fair.
So if we flip the script and they're up, say 7 with the ball in the red zone, you don't think they're punching it in?
Oh, absolutely. But if there's a minute to go, they're kneeling.
Yeah, right.
Yes, they're not going to punch it in.
Okay,
They
that
will
scenario.
kneel.
What do you think they do, Kelly?
That is interesting because I'm always cheering for that team to punch it in and
Front door cover.
Exactly, but the similar thing with Texas with K-State. Texas had the ample opportunity to do so. They took the knee, kicked the field goal. I mean, there are times you hate teams and you want to embarrass them, but there are classier coaches, as Ralph said. And I don't know that much about Ryan Day, obviously being his first year being a head coach.
Justin Fields hurt his wrist. Fumbled twice. They were up 21-0 against Penn State.
Yeah.
He's not going to have his quarterback go down and try against the Michigan team that's pissed that they lost their 16th out of 17th and try to score a silly touchdown if it doesn't mean anything. It's not going to happen. His goals are down the road.
All right, great stuff from both guys. WagerTalk TV users get $25 in wager bucks added to your account after your first purchase at WagerTalk or SportsMemo.com.